Hello, social sellers. George is here, and today I want to talk about the elements of a hypnotic exponential offer, the elements that can help you understand what kind of elements, what kind of functionality it has to be in your product, in your solution, in your offer. And at the end, always think about your product and your solution as an offer package, because just selling a solution or just selling a product could not be enough to help your client to get a specific result. And if it's the case, you have to make it very clear to your client that you don't have the holistic solution or the holistic product that literally can help them to move toward the results they want to get. And this is the common mistake most people they do, most business owners, most entrepreneurs they do when they create a product or a solution and they want to sell it to other people. They are not clear on what kind of result, on what kind of return it can give their clients. Depends on their time, their energy, and their money. So yeah, today a little bit that time change. And hello, Amar, how are you? So so we're talking about the elements of the hypnotic exponential offers and why they are super important, that you can embed those kind of functionality of those four other elements that I'm going to list, and I'm going to talk about their details. So you should take care of them when you create your offer or when you present your product and your solution to your client or to your audience. So those four are the functionality, the real functionality of your product or of your offer, the emotional part of that offer, the life-changing element of your offer, and the social impact at the end, or as the big umbrella of your offer. So the more you embed, the more you add those elements to your offer, the more you create a strong brand, the more you create loyalty toward the offer or anything that you create in your business. Because sometimes you may have one offer, or you may have different offers. You may have one type of audience, or you may serve different type of audiences. So the whole idea is the more you add of those elements within your offer or in your offer, the more you can be successful to create a strong brand, to create a brand that literally people will seek, and it creates that kind of bond and loyalty, not only with your brand, but also with your team, with you. And you can get better referrals, you can get better like your marketing and sales, you will get better return on your marketing and sales. So let's talk about the first element, the functionality of your offer. Every single offer, and this is what most clients, most business owners, they do, they add on their product, their solution, or their offer. What kind of functionality? For instance, it could reduce the efforts of doing such and such and such. It could avoid hassles for your clients when they use your offer. It saves time. It simplify things. It makes money. It reduce risk. It organize things. It integrate, automate things in their process, in their life, in their business. It connects maybe two different types in their life or in their business, or two different systems or whatever, like you are selling. It informs, it has the quality in there. So all those are the functionality level of your offer. And so don't mix, because most people, they say, my offer help people to make more money, my offer creates value, my offer simplify, my all those are functionality. The more you add of those functional elements at this level in your offer, the more you can create a strong bond and strong loyalty with your brand. So once you have the functionality elements or this level of element covered in your offer, now you have to think about the next level. The second level is the emotional part, the emotional element. So the emotional element is super important because people, when they proceed or when they perceive something, they perceive it on emotion, because the first thing we experience with our sensory elements of our body, of our physical, it's like it communicates with our band, it communicates with our senses based on emotion, based on feelings. So the first thing when you perceive something, it connects you directly to a feeling. It directly connects you to an emotion. Could be positive, could be negative. And when your client, they are facing a problem and they are coming to buy your offer, they are coming to buy your product, most likely the emotion they have is negative. So your job is to turn that negative emotion to a positive emotion, because when you help your client to feel better, to feel a positive emotion, now you are conditioning them to set at least themselves on the path to get the results they want to get, regardless what you are selling in like in your product or in your offer. Could be retail, could be health services, could be finance, could be coaching, could be training. Whatever you are selling, like, it works because we are human beings, and this is the way we perceive things. This is the way we make decisions, and this is the way we buy and we exchange or we perceive value when we come across an offer or a product. So now we spoke about two levels: functionality, emotion, and most people, they have those. So emotion, for instance, just to give you some examples, like, it reduces anxiety, it reduces the stress, it's like reward people, like, it increase their wellness. Like, once it decrease the stress, it increase their wellness. It is fun, entertaining, like, provide access to something like bigger than themselves. And this is when we hear people, they are talking about my offer, it gives you a better version of yourself. So those are emotions. You are selling people on the emotional side. So the functionality has to be there in your product. The emotional side, this is the emotion. I would consider the emotion as the communication of your way of communicating in your marketing and sales process, the functionality elements, so people can understand how your offer literally can change their life, how your offer or your product can literally add so much value, add so much results, or help them to get the results they want to get. So after you create those two elements, the functionality and the emotional, now you start embed, or you start think how your offer can literally become the third element, which is life changing. So your offer, when your offer not just create a transaction, not just create an impulse result, when your offer literally changed the life of your clients, now you are creating a stronger bond, because now we are not just communicating on the features and benefits, on the quick emotions. You are communicating on the long term, or the long life feeling that stays with people for so long. So the life changing, some examples are, for instance, you provide hope for your clients, that with your help, with your offer, literally things will change far, like way better. Because remember, once you have to think about your offer in a therapeutical way, as if your client, they buy your offer today because they have an X problem. Once they experience your product or your offer, it means that in the future, if they face a similar problem, they can solve that problem by themselves. They don't have to go back to you or to someone else to buy a specific or a similar product, so to solve the same X problem that could pop up in their lives from time to time. So this is when this element is super important. When you help your client transform the way they think, now you help them to transform the way they feel, and it is a way that literally you are changing the whole mindset, the whole feeling set, the whole thing in their life. It's not only a transactional process that you do like at a certain day with your audience or with your client. So that is super important. The more you add of those components, the more you create bond, the more you create loyalty with your brand and with your offer. So life-changing examples like provide hope. It motivates people to move forward. It creates a bond to a community, and this is why we recommend always when you create an offer, when you have a business, that you create a community, that you create Facebook group. Like, it could be a digital community, it could be offline community, depends on what you are selling. But the idea is people, they want to belong to a group that they believe the same value, they believe in the same beliefs, and they want literally to move all together to hold themselves accountable toward a bigger goal, towards something way bigger than the offer, the business, the problem that that you are serving, that you are offering, and they want to change in their lives. So the fourth one is the social impact, and the social impact, literally, when you help your client transform themselves, when you help your client change their circumstances, they started to change the way they think, the way they feel, the way they act, the way they perceive things. So when your client literally feel and that change, and they start to see that change in their lives, in their process, in their business, in their money, in their time, and then whatever like you are helping them to get, now you are helping them to what we call to self transcendence. So to become like now to become literally the better version of themselves, that not only benefit them but also benefit their community. They benefit it will benefit their family, they benefit their circle of friends, it benefit everybody around them. Because once a person change, once a person start to get better results, it not only affect that person, but also it affect everybody around that person. So with that being said, when you create a hypnotic exponential offer, when you create a high value offer, like people, they call them so many different names, but I call them hypnotic exponential offer because hypnotic means it works on the emotion, it works on the way people think. Exponential, it goes on growth. So the more elements that you add to your offer, the more you are successful to create a bond and to create a better loyalty with your brand and offer at the end. Because you don't only sell a product, you don't just sell an item, you are selling literally a package of transformation that includes your product to help people, to help other people transform, change, to get better results in their life and in their business or any circumstance that you can help them to transform and change. With that being said, if you have any question about this episode, please put that in the comment section. Thanks for joining today. If you need more explanation maybe on any of those elements, put that in the comment section. Let me know. I'll be happy to create more live videos about it. With that being said, thanks for joining today, and I will see you next week with a new topic and a new episode. Have a great weekend. You take